Right, so I decided to do this on my laptop. I don't know how good the quality is gonna be, guys. So I'm sorry if the quality is quite bad. So I just wanted to go through some of the laws. Now, before any of you guys get started saying you don't know the laws and things like that, I actually have information officially from maybe if I do this, hang on guys. Maybe if I take that off, it'll go back. So I actually have these laws from an official UK law to do with Sherlock Hounds and things like that. So we'll start off by I actually have it on a piece of paper here. The frequently asked questions we hear from assistant dog community. Contact us if you want any further questions, and we'll add them here. So there's a website, guys. I did put that down, but I'll probably put that on a link on the bottom. So the first one is training your own assistant dog / service dog allowed in the UK? And it says here, yes, many people like to train their own dogs because they have been trained better for handlers' individual needs and their training programs. Assisting in the UK cannot keep up with the demands. So basically, guys, they're basically stating that someone like me having my dog and training her for the needs that I need, right, is better because then she has one-to-one attention, learning my needs, what I need, and also they can't keep up with the demands that are coming in. So there's too many people needing assistant dogs out there for them to keep up and get them trained for people. So it's easier to just let people do their own training. So the next bit is what makes an assistant dog. The dog that has been specially trained with 3 or more tasks to mirror the human partner's disability, the dog will act to a higher standard in public. They will be calm, clean, and well presented. So basically, guys, an assistant dog has to be able to perform 3 tasks for that one individual. So, to do an actual thing when you actually join Sherlock Holmes, you have to prove the 3 tasks to do. So here's one with mine. So this obviously wouldn't be a public thing, but if I stop breathing in my sleep, Rosebud actually licks me and brings me back to start breathing again. Or if I start panicking in public, she starts to calm me down and things. So also they will be highly trained. So basically you have to pass 3 obedience before you can actually have an assistant dog to go and do a public access. They will also be calm. So obviously through their obedience, learning their obedience, they become to be very, very calm. Clean. So basically we have to make sure that obviously our dogs are not going to molt everywhere all over the place. They're going to be very clean to a high standards. Any gear they're wearing is clean, presentable, so you can't look scruffy or anything. What is the difference between an assistant dog and a service dog? Now, guys, there is no difference, right? And it states here there is no difference. An assistant dog is what a service dog is called in the UK. Service dogs can be referred to military dogs as well as in the UK. So we use assistant dogs from now on in this portion. So basically, guys, we don't use service dogs here in the UK unless you have an army dog, you have a police dog, or you have a fire dog. So basically, unless it's doing a service, then we don't class it as a service dog in the UK. We class it as an assistant dog. So now it's just been overall named as assistant dogs. So is there an assistant? Is there a UK assistant dog registry? Guys, there never has been a registry because it's not available out there yet. So there is no, there's never been a registry here. Dogs do not have to be registered to work in the UK. This, I can't quite read that word. Right, so we're going to skip that one. Right, are there UK assistant dog IDs? Now, guys, I have an ID because I'm with Sherlock Hounds. The certain companies that you'll be with will do IDs for you guys so that you can show that just to save a lot of hassle. But it says here, guys, no, the training program that trains your dog may issue an ID card, like I have. This does not make your dog more illegal than an assistant dog without an ID card. At the present, there is no government ID cards. So literally, I can walk into a store and with the training Rosebud's got, they can't ask questions. They cannot go, no, your dog's not an assistant dog because you ain't got an ID. Because legitimately, there is no registered IDs out there. They're just there so we can have extra help to show the proof that we have assistant dogs to make it easier. How do I spot an assistant dog? There's an assistant dog will be wearing something like that a label is an assistant dog or service dog. They may be wearing a jacket or a vest. Also, they could be wearing a harness. Any colour could be worn. No colour means anything specific. There is no photograph, but they are photos. Oh, I didn't get the photos, but see you guys. So Rosebud wears a harness at the moment, and it says assistant. Well, it says assistant dog, but it's starting to fade. So she has two separate things that tell you not to touch her. But people do not seem to want to pay attention to. Tomorrow, I'm actually picking up, which you will see on my vlogs. A jumper I've got done for Rosebud that says assistant dog on there. Do not touch. So hopefully people might actually start seeing that. It's going to be bold black letters on there, and basically so it's going to be bold black and it's a pink jumper. So hopefully people start calling her a boy as well. So do I need to tell people what my assistant dog is for? I have a lot of people do this to me. They walk into shops and they're like, what is your dog for? What is your dog an assistant dog? They're allowed to ask that. But they're not allowed to start asking personal questions. And I have a lot of people trying to do that, and I'm like, no, it's personal. I don't need to answer you that. So it says here, you do not have to answer people who may ask what your assistant dog is for or how they are trained. You are not be excluded because of what kind of assistant dog you work with. You will likely get asked by general public, but staff are not allowed to ask more if you have an assistant dog. It's up to you if you want to reply to people about what your dog does. It's totally dependent on what kind of person you are. We have members who have long conversations about their dogs, ones who like to explain about their behaviour before handlers, and others that pretend they can't hear. But then you have others like me sometimes that sick to death of people touching my dog that do this. So others that pretend they can't hear and just walk past people. We would suggest being open with medical staff about that they watch their dog's behaviour. They have thanked us for explaining to them how our assistant dog telegraphs medical emergency. So basically, I can walk past and I'm not allowed to ask questions. So if you've watched my vlogs, I've had a few people be nasty and vile to me, members of staff. So basically, I've had members of staff also try and pry into what is my assistant dog there for. No one is allowed to ask you this, guys. So if you have an assistant dog and that's trained to you, and someone turns around to you and goes, so do you have an assistant dog? Yeah, I have an assistant dog. But then when they start asking you other questions, you can go, guys, no, you can't ask any questions. They are personal questions. I don't want to go into it. Do I need to have my assistant dog insured? It is not legal requirement to insure your assistant dog or assistant dog in training. We would recommend it though. Most programs will have insurance set up to cover their dogs. No program dogs should be have their own insurance as well. This will ensure equal standards in our community. They may insurance companies that will insure assistant dogs. Be sure that your dog is insured as an assistant dog and not a working dog. Liability should cover. Where can I take my assistant dog? Assistant dogs are legally permitted in all public places. All public places. This includes grocery stores, department stores, malls. So malls are UK, American, I mean. Parliament, jails, sheriff courts, cinemas, hotels, amusement parks, and many, many more. We have a list some of the expression below. If you do not know for sure, then it's worth a phone call to find out. Some websites will not have been updated, so it's best to call. Guys, I'm literally going to. Is there a way of pausing this? Right, guys, I'm literally going to be back in like 2 minutes. So the next bit we're going to do is can I travel with my assistant dog? I'm going to be back in 2 minutes. My laptop has literally gone to the point it's warning me about my battery. So give me 2 minutes, guys. So